Hi, I read this Harvard Business Review article on communication that was sharing some research on how to communicate with high responsibility individuals. And what I mean by high responsibility is people like managers, executives, C-level. You want to learn how to communicate with them in such a way that they take what you say more seriously, especially when you don't have a lot of experience behind you. Yesterday, I spoke about the charismatic and how you can communicate with a charismatic leader. If you haven't seen that video, check out this link. I'd like to talk about the thinker and the skeptic today. So for the thinker, they are the hardest to please. They usually look for lots of data to support whatever argument is being presented. They are very risk averse and they are slow to make a decision. Now, while this seems to be not good for your presentation, I want to tell you some strategies you can use to tilt the scales towards your favor. When dealing with a skeptic, there are some buzzwords you can use. Words like the quality, the research shows, the thinking behind this, the plan. You get what I mean? Such words intrigue a thinker and makes them see that, okay, there's a lot of data here, but it's not just data being pushed at me, it's processed data, that this person has thought through the data he's presenting, and that's why this thing makes sense. Now, when the thinker can get to see from that perspective, they are more likely to give that nod of approval that you really want. For the skeptic, on the other hand, they are very suspicious of any new data. So most of us actually have worldviews and the ways we perceive things in the world. For a skeptic, whenever they are presented with any information that doesn't conform to the worldview they already carry, they are very quick to bash against it, and it might come off as being aggressive. But hey, you don't take that personally. That's just them being skeptics. If you wanted to convince a skeptic, there are buzzwords you can also use. But I'll say what is more important is for you to find someone, preferably someone who is going to be in that meeting, who the skeptic already trusts or who the skeptic respects based on experience or whatever else. And get that person to give you some sort of credibility before you start your presentation. So maybe a comment about something you had done before and how good your work was. Just something to give you some sort of credibility. So when you're speaking to the skeptic, he will look at you through the eyes of the person he respects that has already made you look more credible. So find someone who can give you some credibility, basically. Now, some buzzwords you can use for the skeptic are things like I feel, I trust. Now, feel was quite surprising to me, but the research says it works, so it works. So feel, trust, etc. These kind of words make the, demand, these words make the skeptic more comfortable to listen to what you have to say. And naturally, suspect as a word on its own will go a very long way in communicating with the skeptic. So it's quite funny, the outcomes of this research, but it works. So knowing how to present your case with respect to who you're presenting it to. So basically knowing your audience will go a long way in helping your communication to be more effective. This is day 34, I believe, of the 100 Days of Consistency Challenge. If you haven't seen my other videos, you can check out the link here. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.